Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone please confirm I'm audible or not? Yeah. Last class when we stopped. Last class we discussed about Radha's thunk, right? The next discussion is like Radha's saga. Okay, Radha's saga. So let me draw a diagram where exactly we are going to use saga. Open paint. Okay, this is my React application. This is my React application. Okay, inside this there has two buttons over there. Okay, one is like get users completed, posts completed, right? There has some other URLs also there. Photos. Okay, here two buttons are there. Get comments. Okay, one is like photos, another one is like comments. This is the one button, and this is another button. Okay, done. Now, at the time of clicking on the button, my requirement is not changed. At the time of clicking on the button, my data, which is inside the database, get the data, store the data within the product store. That is our requirement. So he said like the data inside the database. Okay, where is my data? My data inside DB. Perfect. Who can connect with the DB? Who can connect with DB? My server side guy can connect with DB or not? Who can connect with the server side guy? My client side person can connect with the server side person by using what? Ajax technique or not? So by using Ajax technique, okay, my server side guy, my client side person can connect with the server side guy or not? So here this guy is going to connect from Ajax to server. Okay, what we can say? My Ajax is going to send a request to the server, and then my server give the response. My Ajax is going to handle that response by using callbacks or not, either success or failure. This is my response. Okay, done. Now, at the time of clicking on the buttons, directly can call this Ajax one. My Ajax is going to give the response back to this guy. My Ajax is going to give the response back to this guy. But I don't want like that. Directly, I don't want to write any business logic or something inside my component. I don't want to write any business logic inside my component. Business logic is nothing but just my functionality. On my response, you are going to perform some operations, right? You are asking some response to my server side guy is nothing but once my server side guy gives the response to you, then what you have to do, the next operation on the response you are going to perform or not. So that here I don't want to write the business logic. In the past also, in the actions if you observe, I didn't write anything in the component. My component is going to connect with the action. My action is going to perform some operation. Okay, sending the request and getting the response, give the response back to some other person. Thunk also, I didn't write anything inside this particular component. What I did, write some piece of code inside my thunk action or not. Here also same thing. I don't want to write the business logic. Now I am using, okay, one more guy. Who is that guy? You know, Saga. Okay, this person. Okay, this person I'm going to use to connect with this particular Ajax technique. Okay, server call service. This is the Ajax one. Here type it Ajax. Okay, here already what is the name? Server call.js. Server call.js. Now at the time of clicking on this particular button, here my Saga function, okay, has to call. Okay, at the time of clicking on this particular button, one more Saga function has to call. Okay, now this Saga is going to connect with this particular Ajax one. Okay, call one of the Ajax method. My Ajax is going to send the request to the server, and my server give the response back to my Ajax. My Ajax given this response to who are the caller, who called me. Okay, he give the response back to that guy or not. Finally, in the past, my action get the data. Next, thunk get the data. Now this is the type my Saga get the data or not. Once my Saga get the data, our actual requirement is what? Our actual requirement is what? Can anyone? Our actual requirement is store the data within my Redux store. Okay, our requirement is what? Actual requirement is what? Store the data within the Redux store or not. Who can modify the Redux store data? Who has the capability? Who can modify the store data? Can anyone? My reducer can modify the store data or not. My reducer can modify the store data or not. This is my reducer. This is my reducer. Now, once my Saga get the data, my Saga has to give this data to my reducer. My reducer has to give this data to my store. You can ask the question, hey, already actions is there, right? Okay, then why you go for thunk? Already thunk is there, right? Why you go for Saga means, okay, you observed right yesterday. Action is a simple JavaScript method. Okay, if you use thunk, you get some extra benefits like dispatch and get state based on that particular state data. I'm going to perform some operations like this. I can get some extra features for thunk or not. Same like this. In Saga also, you can get some extra benefits. What are the benefits? How the syntax looks like, we'll see. Okay, the purpose is same. The purpose is same. Companies may use like action. Companies may use like a thunk. My companies may use like a Saga. Okay, that depends. That depends on their okay requirement. Okay, whatever those people are going to use, that one you have to follow either action or thunk or Saga. So this is the final requirement. So give the numbering. At the time of clicking on the button, I want to call one of my Saga function. My Saga function has to call my Ajax technique. Okay, I have to call one of the method inside my server call.js. Okay, inside my server call.js by using 𝕥𝕤𝕟𝕜, I am sending the request to this particular server. My server is going to give the response back. Okay, my server is going to connect with the DB. Okay, so this is my database. This is my DB, and this is my server side technology. Okay, this is my server side technology. Now, once you send the request to the server side guy, this guy is going to connect with the DB, and my DB give the response back to this, retrieve the data. My server side guy retrieve the data from the DB, and my server side guy give the response back to my Ajax. Okay, my Ajax is going to give the response back to my Saga who called okay, to that guy. My Saga, once he get the data, that data he is going to give it to my reducer or not. So, the next one is like P here. Once you get the response, okay, that response has to give to my reducer. My reducer is going to store the data in my Redux store or not. Then this is only our flow or not. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, let me save it. Okay, action is not a middleware. Okay, it's a simple JavaScript method. My thunk and Saga are the middlewares. Now come here. Where is our class folder? This is our class folder, right? Okay, now come here. Okay, don't think like middleware is nothing but extra. It's like a third-party library. That's it. More than that, nothing. It's like one more third-party library. Okay. Okay, that middlewares most of the times we are going to use for different okay techniques. Okay, different technologies also. Okay, this thunk and Saga, the same functionality we can use in another technology also we can. Okay, it's like a third-party library, that's it. Now come here. What is the name you want? Saga, right? Okay, done. Now, can we start the requirement? Okay, first, how we can start? What things already covered? Can anyone tell? What things already covered? This part, Ajax already to complete it. Server side guy, I am the server side guy. So from me, what you're expecting? You are the React.js developer. I am the Node.js developer. Okay, from my side, okay, what you're expecting? What you're expecting from my side? Okay, if you want to send a request to the server to get the data, my URL and method is required or not? Now, how many URLs, how many methods are required? Two functionalities are there. One is like photos I need from the database. Another one is like comments also I need from the database. So that two URLs required. So I want to give like two URLs to you. Okay, this is the URL. This is the URL. Okay, the method name is what? The method name is what? Get. The next one, JSON placeholder. Okay, this is the URL. The method name is what? The method name is what? Get only or not. How we can say it's like get? Any URL, if you can access through browser, that is by default which type of request? That is like get request or not. By default, that is like a get request or not. Okay, now let's do our requirement. Now come here. This is Saga, right? Let me open new, open in terminal. How many components are required here? How many components are required? Based on your requirement, how many components are required? One component for photos, another component for comments. Okay, create two components, no problem at all. Okay, how we can create? Create React component. Okay, photos is my component. The next one, photos is my component. Create React component. Comments is my another component. These two components I want to place inside Saga. So that can we get it? Import photos. Photos from where? Within the same folder. Photos is my folder. Index is my exported file. The next one is like comments. From where? Within the same folder. Comments is my folder. Index is my exported file. Here can we write like a photos. Here can we write like a comments. Write like a comments. Now inside my photos, what do you want me to do? Inside my photos, what do you want me to do? Our requirement is what? I need one button like get photos. I need one button like get photos. Okay, the next one, inside my comments one, okay, I need one more button, okay, like get comments. I need one more button like get comments. So come here, can we run our application? Like this localhost 3000 is our port number. Okay, already our application is running or not? Can you check it? Our application is running or not? How we can check? One of the terminal I use it for running your application. See, it's running. Now, if it is running, now see this. This is my Saga. Inside this, there are two buttons are there or not. One is like get photos, another one is like get documents. I need some gap. Then instead of this div, can we use like a para? My para by default having what? Margin, top and bottom. Compilation not yet done, I guess. Yes. Check why it's not coming. Inspect it. Both are like divs. Para. Where is that? This is the para, right? So for this also can give para. Para only margin bottom. Not for comments. For photos it can give. If it is like only margin bottom is there, then that time it's visible like this. Here gap is there. Okay, margin bottom. See, come to elements 1. Open this. Okay, come here. This is my para. See, for para margin bottom is there, so that for my first at photos 1 margin bottom if I give, then that we can get some gap or not. Okay, then next. At the time of clicking on the button, I want to perform some operations. So that how we can anyone? At the time of clicking on the button, I want to perform some operation. Just write it on click this dot function get photos dot byte of my current object this. So that function get photos is my what event handler method. It's done. Next. Inside the comments also, at the time of clicking on the button, I want to perform some operations. So that function get comments dot kind of my current object this. So copy this one and define your handler method. Yes, done. Now at the time of clicking on the button, okay, I handle that event. From here you should have to call Saga. Within this, which one is new for you? Okay, which part is new? Okay, you know how to create one more reducer. Okay, server side I will take care. Ajax already you written. Which part is new for you? Only this part is new for you or not, this star Saga or not. Okay, for now hold that one. Remaining all you can complete. Remaining all you can complete. So inside this Ajax, okay, do you want me to do any change? Both are like get requests. In your Ajax means inside shared one. Where is my shared folder? Already you handled your get request or not. Already you handled your get request. Inside your application, how many get requests you want me to send, it's not a matter. Just call this method, pass your URL. That's enough. Understand or not? Okay, this is the one. The next one, server side and DB I will take care. Can we concentrate on reducer now? Okay, why? Because finally the data you have to store within the Redux store or not. Which data you want me to maintain? First tell which data you want me to maintain. Okay, users already completed. Okay, the next one, posts already completed. Now photos and comments, these two I want to maintain or not. With how many reducers? Only one reducer. I want to maintain these two. I want to maintain these two. So that where you want me to write your initial values. My init data is there. Okay, this is handled by which reducer? User reducer. This is handled by which reducer? Post reducer. I want to write one more reducer. Okay, is that Saga reducer? Saga reducer. Why? Because it's not specific to photos or comments. Both I want. So that photos is empty and comments. It's like an empty. Now, can we create? Okay, Saga init, not Saga reducer. Saga init values, right? Init. Now, can we create one more reducer? Can you go to my reducer? Can you write one more file like a Saga reducer.js? How my reducer looks like? Syntactically, there is no change. How you can write it? Constant Saga reducer. Okay, open one and close one. It's a simple JavaScript method which take how many arguments? 2 arguments. What are those? My initial state and my action. Initial state and my action. Initial state already you define inside the utils. Can we get that initial state? How you can get it? Import. Okay, from utils. Utils init data. Which one you want? Inside the utils, only one export thing is there. Multiple exports are there. Multiple. Post unit is there, users unit already user Saga unit or not. So can we assign this Saga unit here? Yeah. Till it's a JavaScript function only. When it's done to be a reducer, when it can get some capability to update the store. Whenever this particular reducer registered, whenever this particular method register with the store, then onwards only we can say like it's a reducer. So that if you want to register this one with my store, how we can register it? First, what do you want me to do? In your application, how many reducers we can write? Any number of reducers. All these reducers, all these acting like reducers is nothing but all these methods, all these functions has to register with the register with the store or not. So multiple reducers we can write in your application. We can write multiple reducers in your application. Instead of registering one by one, Okay, they said like, hey, how many functions you want me to acting like a reducers? First of all, combine all the functions. Combine all the functions. Once you combine, give or register with my store by passing as an argument. So that what we have to do, already two reducers we combined. Can we combine this one also? Okay, so we write like what? Export default. Export default. What is that? Saga reducer. Export default Saga reducer. Now, where is my store? This is my store. Okay, here. Okay, can we get our reducer? How we can get it? Import my Saga reducer from where? From my reducers folder. My Saga reducer is my file or not? Once you get this reducer, can we combine this reducer? Okay, now see where we are using. What is the difference between this one and this one? Already user state dot key is what? User reducer dot something. Here my key is like what? State dot pr is my key. So always to retrieve the data from this particular reducer, we are going to use like a keys only. Keys only. Okay, so that if you want to check, you can check here inside my thunk. Already we did that one. Okay, see this thunk action, not here. My actions. This is my post thunk action. See, this is my state. Okay, inside the state, PR is nothing but what? My post reducer. This is the key. This is the key. Okay, if I didn't write the key, what is my key? Saga reducer is my key. Like this, you can write it. Post reducer dot. What is that? Post. This post reducer, which property is trying to update inside the store? Post reducer, which property is trying to update? Go to reducer, you can find it. Okay, post reducer. Okay, trying to update what is my initial data? Post in it. Okay, this is the data is trying to update or not. Okay, so that you, based on your requirement, you can use it either key value or shorthand syntax, you can use it. Okay, done. Now one part completed. The next one, inside the reducer, which reducer? Saga reducer. Which type of code you want me to write? Which type of code you want me to write? Can anyone tell? My Saga reducer is the responsible person to update two things, photos and comments. How we can differentiate the action? Can anyone guess how we can differentiate the action? Okay, my action is like update the photos. My action is like update the comments. Yes, by using type. So can we write like this? If my action dot type equals to what? Okay, your wish, you can put anything. Okay, at the time of dispatching, my type should be photos only, then only both will match. Okay, next. Okay, if my action dot type equals to comments. Okay, this one. Now my question is, one reducer can update how many properties like this? One reducer can update how many properties like this? One reducer can update any number of properties or not based on your requirement. Here my reducer is what? Saga reducer updating photos as well as comments. Okay, you can write 5 more. If you want to update multiple things, if I go with the if condition, okay, my if always check each and every statement or not. My action dot type is like photos, then the time it's going to execute. Okay, and then after executing this one, again it's going to come here and it's going to check this condition. Again, like this 10 or there, 10 if conditions, if you write each and every condition is going to execute or not. Its impact on your performance. Okay, for example, 20 properties are there, 20 properties are updated by this particular reducer. Then the time, if I write like if else like this, then the time my if and if else all these execute like what? Okay, every statement is going to execute. Every statement is going to execute. Okay, if each and every statement is going to execute, if else is like what? Okay, for example, first condition is not satisfied, else if. Second condition also not satisfied, next one, like this is going to execute or not. So if you want to avoid this one, how you can avoid it? Can we go with the switch? Switch always better than if or if else or not. Okay, what is my condition. This is my condition or not. What is my case? My case is like photos, one case. If my action dot type is like a photos, then that time this one is going to execute. Another case is like what? My case is like my action dot type is like a comments. Okay, then that time it's going to execute or not. Agreed? Yeah. Okay, which one is the better one? Which one is the better one? Switch case or if else? Always switch case. Switch case. Why switch means my switch case is not check this condition or this condition. Okay, directly which one is matching, go there and execute and come out. Come out. That's it. Okay, so now here, what do you want me to write? Here, what do you want me to write? Here, what do you want me to write? Can anyone? Here, what do you want me to write? Here, what do you want me to write? I want to update. Okay, I want to update what? Photos or not? Okay, so that take the current state. Inside the state, which one is there? Multiple. Okay, photos and comments are there. I want to update my photos. Where is my data? My action has the data or not, which is like dispatched. So finally, can be assigned to my state. Okay, my by default my state is like empty. Once you update it, if you assign, then the time it's like updated state or not. Same like this for my comments. Okay, now my state is this one. I want to update the comments. If my action type is this one, I want to update the comments. Finally, okay, once my switch done, then we return that state. And we return that state. That's it. And we return that state. Okay. Now my reducer ready. Yes or no? My reducer also ready or not? So what is the next thing? This pod is completed. My reducer is ready. My reducer is going to update your store. It's okay. Fine. Okay. What is the next one? Can anyone guess? What is the next one? We have to focus on our saga or not. Okay, always go with the switch. Don't go with the if else. Only one is there. Okay, only one is there. Go with the if. Multiples are there. Okay, most of the times you can find like a multiple wonder case which is going to update multiple properties. Multiples are there. Go with the switch. In this case, okay, how many are there? Only one. If you write a switch also, this much code only, right? Yes or no? Okay. The next one. Now, what is the next one? Next level. At the time of clicking on the button, you should have to call my saga function. My saga function has to call my Ajax. My Ajax has to call my server call. This is the one or not? Now, can we focus on saga? Before focus on saga, you need to understand one of the concept in JavaScript. Okay, what is that concept? You know? Okay, generator functions. Do you know generator functions? Anyone knows? You know multiples, right? Multiple functions, callback functions, anonymous functions, generator functions like that. Okay, no problem. Come on. Inspect it. Anyone knows? Okay, no problem. See this. I have a function instead. First of all, see syntax, how it looks like. Here I have one message like console.log of where f1 call. Yeah. My function ready. How we can call it? Like this, you can call it. It's a general. It's a normal function. If you want to make this function like a generator function, my function has to keep like star. Okay, then we can say this one like a generator function. Now, if it is like a normal function, if I call, then that time my body will execute or not. Inside my body, there has 10 console messages are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. Is it possible to stop in between? Is it possible to stop? Okay, is it possible to stop my execution once my function execution started? Is it possible to stop? Can anyone? It is not possible. This is my function. This is my function. My console.log of 1. Okay, like this. One more console is there. 2. Like this. One more console is there. 3. Okay, console.log of 4. Now, if I call my F1, okay, is it possible to stop my execution after second? Okay, after second statement execution, is it possible to stop? Can I give some pause? If it is like a normal function, never. Once my normal function execution is started, is nothing but that is not in your hand or not. Those statements execution is not controlled by you or not. Agreed or not? Yes or no? Okay, now first two statements only I want to execute. Then we can do one thing. First two statements only if you want to execute. Okay, now you can do the change like this. If I call my F1, yes. But what is the problem with this? What is the problem with this? First two statements executed, it's okay, fine. You've given a pause also, stopped. Is it possible to resume your remaining statements execution? Is it possible now? Never. Why? Because my execution terminated already from this particular F1 function. My execution got terminated or not. Once my function execution terminated, once again, if you call it, then only it's going to start your execution or not. It's not possible. Yes or no? Okay, so return statement is nothing but just you terminate your execution. That function execution you terminate or not. Then only you can go with the return statement. Agreed? Okay, done. But my requirement is something like different. What's my requirement? In my function, how many statements are there? That statement, each and every statement execution should be controlled by me. Okay. In my function, how many statements are there? Each and every statement execution should be controlled by me. Whenever I want the first statement execution, yes, I can do it. Okay, give pause. After 10 minutes, I want to execute the second one. Yes, I can execute after 10 minutes my second statement. Okay, next, after 20 minutes, this one. After 20 minutes, this one. Each and every statement execution controlled by me only. Like that I want my function execution. Then it is possible by using normal functions? No, it's not possible by using normal functions. Then my generic functions come into the picture. Understand? Okay, my generator functions come into the picture. Now, can I make it like a generator function? Yes. Okay. Why we need it? Can anyone guess? Why I need to control the execution of these particular statements? Why I need it? Can anyone? In which scenario we need this type of functionality? Can anyone? A very simple thing. This is the statement. This statement result. Okay, this statement result. On this statement result, the next statement is going to depend. Okay, this statement is depending upon this statement result. So this statement has to wait how much time? This statement has to wait how much time? How much time has to wait? Okay, this statement execution is completed and get the response. That much time has to wait or not? Exactly, I don't know how much time it will take. All these things. So you can say like a asynchronous calls. Okay, you can say like a best example asynchronous calls. Okay, to handle that type of things. Okay, one statement execution is depending upon another statement execution. Okay, that particular statement. Okay, this is depending upon this one. Okay, this statement, how much time it will take to execute, I don't know. Then that time, okay, if I control these statements, then what I can do? First, I execute this one. After 10 minutes, after 20 minutes, once I get the response, after that only, I will go to the next statement. After that only, my third statement is depending upon this second one. Okay, second one take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Once I get the response, then only I will go with the next statement like that. Okay, if the requirement is like that, then you can control your statements. Then you can go and control the statements execution. Okay, now how its syntactical looks like means this is looks like this function star. It's a generator function. So if it is a generator function, if I call my f1, can anyone assume what's my answer? Can anyone assume what's my answer? If I call my f1, if my f1 is a normal function, what happened? My body will execute or not. My body will execute. But if it's like a generator function, now it's a generator function, then the time my body never executed. My body never executed. It returns me one iterator object. We can say this is an object. It returns me what? In iterator object. One iterator object. So that any function returns anything. What I can do simply? Any function returns anything. What I can do? Okay. Can I hold with one object? Can I hold with one variable? Can I hold with one variable? The variable name your wish. Done. Okay. Now see, if I call my f1, no statements, never, nothing is executed. Now I want to execute the statement. The statement execution is not is there. Then what is the need of that function? So I want to execute that statement. How we can means iterator object dot next is the method. If I click on this, now see this 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, my next method also returns me something. What is this one? I will tell later. In this case, is my function execution is going to stop in between 1, 2, okay, after 3, 4. My function execution is not started, not stopped, right? All executed or not. But my requirement is not this one. My requirement is not this one. What is my requirement? First statement has to execute, wait. After that, second statement has to execute, wait. Okay, third statement, fourth statement, like that I want. Okay, not execute all these statements at a time. Then what code change you want me to do in the generator function means very simple thing. Say this. This is my generator function. Okay. After first statement, I want to stop my execution, right? We have the keyword is there. Yield is the keyword to stop your execution and return some result. Yield. So yield here also I want to stop it. Next. Here also I want to stop it. Here also I want to stop it. Now say this. If I call my f1, it returns me what? Anyone? If I call my f1, I am calling generator function. Will it execute your body? Is my generator function execute your body? Can anyone guess? Is my generator function execute your body? Generator function not execute your body. What it is going to return? What it is going to return? It returns an object or not. Object or not. Okay, done. Once I have an iterator object, now you can start your execution. See this. Next is the method to start your execution. Yeah. See? Console.log 1 executed. Wherever I can see the yield inside my generator function, it's going to stop the execution. Now, my next method returns me what by seeing this one? My next method returns me what? My next method returns me one object or not. My next method returns me one object or not. My next method returns me one object. What is this object? Object contains how many values? Two values. One is like value, another one is like done. One is like what? Value. Another one is like what? Done or not. Here, what is this value? I will tell later. Done false. What it means? Done false means not done. Okay, not yet completed. Some statements are there to execute like this. It's going to indicate. Okay, done false. Then there are some statements are there. Whenever I want, then I can call again next. I stop. After 1 hour, I want to call. You can call the next after 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours. Whenever you want to call it. Now see, my second statement executed. Okay, whenever I find yield, my execution is going to stop there. Next, then false only. Yeah, next. Okay, now see, iterator.next, the 4. here my done is like what? True. That means what? All statements executed or not. Agreed or not. Like this, I can control each and every statement execution in your generator function or not. Yes or no? Understand? Okay. The next one. My next method returns me what? My next method returns me what? Can anyone guess? My next method returns me what? Oh, you respond. My next method returns me what? My next method returns me one object. Returns me one object. It executes the statement, okay, and returns me one object. That object contains what? Value and done properties. Done always indicates like what? The statements are there to execute, or this is the last statement. All statements can executed complete. Okay, complete. All statement execution completed. Like this, it's going to indicate or not. Done. False means statements are there to execute. Done true means no statements, nothing. Okay, like this you can understand. Value we can see now. Okay, here 10, next 20, 30. What is this value now? Very simple thing. This is the statement, right? This statement, not console message generally. Okay, we are sending the request or getting the response, whatever it is. Okay, some asynchronous action will happen. Okay, because of the action, you can get the result, right? That result you can give it. Okay, that result you can give through yield. That time, that result is going to use by some other person. Okay, that result we can use by some other guy. So how means, come here, see this. I'm going to call my F1. Okay, this is my one. My iterator object dot next. Now see. Now F1. Refresh this. No, this is my function. And this is my iterator object. My iterator object dot next is the one. Now see this. One. Okay, executed. This why I use console messages. I need some confirmation like yeah, statements are executed like that. Because of the statements, we have some result. That result I given like this. Value 10. This value you can use wherever you want. Okay, for the next statement execution, that value if you want, you can use it. You can use it like that. Okay, the next one. Okay, yes, my value is like 2 or not. Okay, the next one, value at 20. The next one is like value 30. Okay, the next one, there is no yield, nothing. Okay, so my 4 printed and my done is like 2 or not. This is the way my generator functions are going to work. One word, one line answer tells why we go for generator functions. In your function, if you want to control the statements execution, if you want to control, okay, control the statements execution or flow, then you can go with what? Generator functions or not. How we can control it? How we can stop your flow in between while calling next? By using yield keyword or not? By using yield keyword or not? What my generator function while calling it's going to return? It returns an iterator object, or iterator is nothing but okay, keep on calling one function. Okay, iterator object which contains which function is going to call? Next function is going to call or not? My next function returns me what? Next function returns me one object which contains the value and done property. Value or given by yield. Whatever the yield returns, that is the value. My done, if there is no statements are going to execute, okay, there is no statements to execute, then you can go with what? My done is like true. Otherwise, my done is like false. If my done is like false, you can perform next operation. Okay, you can call next again. Like this, it is going to work or not? My generator functions. So for good. Okay, why I explain this one means my Saga people, okay, my Saga people, you created an action. What is the function? Normal function. You created thunk action. What is this function? Normal function. But my Saga people used like a generator functions instead of normal functions. My Saga people use like a generator function. Why? Because each and every statement they want to control. Okay, one request go to the server. Once they get the response, then only they called the next statement. Everything controlled by Saga only. You are not the person. You are sending the request to server. There is no then, there is no catch, nothing is required. Okay, just okay, they handle the result. Okay, they wait. Okay, how much time? How much time it will take to complete the response? Okay, to complete the request, get the response. That much time they wait, and then only once they get the response, again they call the next step. Means the next statement will execute. Okay, like this, each and every statement they are going to control. For their purpose, they use like a generator functions. Okay, perfect. First of all, my Saga is a middleware. Okay, so first of all, Saga library, can we get it? Can we get the Saga library first? Okay, how we can get it? npm install redux saga hyphen save. npm install redux saga hyphen save. Okay, syntactically how my Saga is looks like, we'll see. If it is a middleware, this should be registered with what? With the store or not. How we can register, we'll see that one. Okay, first of all, I want to create a Sagas, right? It's not like a action methods or something. It's like a Sagas. So that, can we create one more folder like a my Sagas? Create one more folder like my Sagas. New folder, my Sagas. This is my folder. Okay, inside this folder, which type of code we are going to write, I will tell. Okay, very simple thing. Now come here. Here my Sagas, one folder is there. Now, by using this Saga, okay, which data you want me to control? Okay, which data you want me to store? One is like photos. Okay, another one is like what? Comments or not. Now, my Saga not only just like storing the data, other than this, you can perform some operations also. Insert operation, update operation, delete operation, like inside the database. Like that also you can do it. So, my Saga, we are going to use for what? To handle the asynchronous calls. My asynchronous call may be insert the data in my database. Okay, retrieve the data from the database and keep in the Redux store. Okay, delete the data within the database, update the data within the database. Like this, different operations you can perform. In effectively you can do this. Effectively you can write the code. Okay, think I have photos. How we can get it? Okay, already there has one table is there in my database. MySQL database, there has one table is there, photos table. From there only I get these many photos or not. Already somewhere it has to store. Then only, right, we can get this result and everything. Okay, perfect. Inside this MySQL, my photos is my table. Inside this photos table, how many operations you can perform? Okay, you can insert one photo in this table. Okay, update the photo or delete the photo or retrieve the photos. These many DML operations we can perform on my photos table or not. Yes or no? By using Saga also, I can perform all these operations on my database. Okay, on my table, like insert, update, delete, like that. So that my Sagas folder contains one of the file called as a photos saga or photos saga. Okay, it's a JavaScript file. Inside this photos saga, which type of functionality you want me to write? Which type of functionalities? My Saga we are going to use for what? All operations, insert, update, delete, retrieve, like that. So inside my photos saga, okay, which type of code you want me to write? Okay, which type of functionality you want me to write means, okay, this photos saga I'm going to use for what? One of the function. Okay, one of the function, use it for what? Get photos. Okay, to get the photos. One of the function, okay, different functionalities. Okay, insert photo. Okay, next one is like one more function is there. Okay, delete photo. like this, you can write any number of functionalities. It's nothing but functions, okay, on my photos table or not. You can handle any number of functionalities, okay, any number of functionalities which is related to my photos table or not. Okay, that is that particular functionality I don't want to write in another file. Okay, just I'm going to use like one of the file called as a photos saga. Same like this, can I create one more file? Can I create like one more file? Okay, what is that file name? 𝕤𝕕𝕤𝕟𝕜𝕤. 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕜 contains, okay, the functionality which is related to my comments table or not. Okay, on comments table, which type of functionality you can write it? One of the function I want to use like get comments. Okay, I want to take from where? I want to take from my table. The next one is like a function, okay, delete comment. Delete comment. Okay, you can ask the question, hey, can I write these two functions also inside this particular photos saga? Yes, you can write it. No. Okay, syntactical, there is no problem. But I need a clean separation. By seeing this one, anyone can understand like what? All my comments related functionality is available inside the comment saga. All my photos related functionality is available inside my photos saga or not. Yeah. Now, my question is, at the time of clicking on this particular button, okay, get photos button, which saga function has to call? Which saga function? Okay, my saga function at the time of clicking on the get photos. Okay, where is my saga function? Tell me. Photos saga or comment saga? In which file it's there? In which file it's there? That is inside my photos saga or not? By seeing this one, you can understand. Within this photos saga, how many functions are there? How many functions are there? Within the photos saga, how many functions are there? Within the photos saga, how many functions are there? 3 functions are there. Which function is suitable for your requirement? Do you want me to insert the photo, or do you want me to delete the photo, or you want me to get the photos? Which one is your functionality at the time of clicking on the button? This is the one or not? That means this saga function has to call when? At the time of clicking on the button or not? At the time of clicking on the get photos button or not? Same like this, at the time of clicking on the get comments button, this particular method has to call or not? Has to call or not? Appear okay? Okay, how we can call, we'll see that one in tomorrow's class. Understand? Okay, tomorrow we'll continue remaining things. Okay then, thanks guys, thanks for joining.